Oh, I forgot. I've got to take some credit. Got to take credit. Because I called it. About Ukraine elections. No, you aren't gonna stay in office, Zelensky. All right, Trump is now like making it understood. Like he doesn't really like Zelensky. He never did. He was, the whole idea of it. Remember, it was Zelensky was he's a Russian speaking person of Hebrew descent, and he was turned by NATO and the EU, and there's a lot of information that has been showing people, no, homie got turned, and he wasn't really he was a peace candidate with Russia, and they turned him into what he is, and it looks like it took a lot of skim, as I was saying in the last video, and all of this is all of it was already in the papers. People just said, "Oh no, that's propaganda by Ruskies." When it was, this is like J-Post from Jerusalem. All this was already news. It already was there. And now people are going to have to sit there, especially liberals are going to have to sit back and be like, yeah, we know the Jews told us this, but you see, they were agreeing with the Russians. So, you know how they are. You know how those people are. So we thought that, well, obviously a bunch of Yankees, women, and homosexuals, and the alignment of them and liberals across the Western world couldn't be wrong and couldn't have any kind of bias, versus these people who are openly telling you and showing you, here's the football hooligans from Eastern Europe that you're giving money. So now it's a matter of, look who you cheered for. I mean, we don't have. This is the state. Nobody's got to beat the liberals now. Oh, dang, that's a beautiful spot. But that's been there. That's been open for a while. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's been just years and years and years, and we told you so, and we kind of gave you this understanding that it's like, well, not only is this not going to, okay, all right, not only is this not going to end up the way you want, it's going to go horribly the other way. And now I've been proven to have this great foresight in this, that Putin will stay in office, Zelensky will be forced into elections, and it won't matter what he says, or it won't matter. Without American support, he won't be able to stay in office. This idea that suddenly Macron and the UK are going to suddenly do something that makes the men of their nation want to fight for them, and then fight for Ukraine at the same time, and it's like they don't have the economic velocity either. This is something that actually was something the alternative right, oddly enough, foresaw in some of their articles. And it wasn't a large number of them, but enough of them kind of got and it was these people who were sort of adjacent to it. They were the numbers people. So as I keep pointing out, well, the idea of demographic decline was something that had been spotted quite specifically by this one end of the political spectrum, and wrote about it. But one of the things is that people were like, okay, the issue with having this demographic change, you can't there can't be wide scale warfare that requires lots of troops and lots of long distance logistics if you have this much of a collapse of populations, because only so many men can be fighters. The humans aren't good at fighting. We'll do it, we're not good at it. You have to train very specific men to be good at it. It's a lot of training. I didn't do it. I hear about it. I'm fascinated by it, but that's the issue. Women they can't. It's just, and then this idea of hurling them into warfare is an idea completely out of the modernist worldview. It's just this weird mythical fantasy world, bad comic book, bad science fiction kind of thinking. We knew this kind of thing was coming, and so now there's nobody, there's no people who could say this is how we could definitely win the quote-unquote war, because at some point you have to hold the territory that you have. Even right now, like, I'm actually somebody who I kept, calling, oh no, like I'm saying, I called, Ukraine's going to tap, Zelensky's going to have to step down, and that's how it will work. But even with that, Russia can't really hold a lot of that. They don't have the people. They don't have the people. They really do need there to be a ceasefire and the whole thing. Like, it needs to be a peace process. They don't have the luxury, and it's because it comes down to that thing of that we have here in the States, that we keep thinking the world is teeming with people and they're falling off the edges of the world, instead of there's nobody almost anywhere, but we all live in tightly packed communities, so all over the world, and so Russia has that problem too. Even more so, being that it's a rather unforgiving, an unforgiving place as far as the elements go. So you need lots of people. You need other humans. Like Aaron Clarey has made very clear that what's the point in life? Other humans. And that, you see, there's that kind of thing. This thing that, an economist, this cold-hearted captain. He's so cold. He's cold as ice. He goes into this thing, and because it's a default rule. If you always consider this as a default rule, you're set. What is the most important thing to humans in life? Other humans. And almost anything that, like, you try to venture or anything, it's going to be, well, what's the import? Now, this is good. I like this. How this is blown up in the Northwest as the fitness methodology. Rock climbing, which I love. Because I remember when I was a kid, I loved climbing things. And this looks real great. It's big and spacious, and it looks great. Yeah, it looks magnificent. And that looks like a good time, man. Look at that. They even apparently have beer. So I guess after your workout, you can have a beer. Hey, whatever. It's the Northwest. Like that's what's important. Other people. What do you do with other people? Have a drink. So, all right. That's kind of cool. Maybe it's kombucha, actually. That happens a lot here. You get kombucha on tap at places, or sodas on tap. I swear to God, you get like all these like cool drinks and stuff. So, I have to have my cap at a jaunty angle for the sun. So sunshiny and lovely here. We got one good snowfall, and so now it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, it's that was our winter. Lots of rain, one snow, and then that's about it. But I wanted to just bring this up, that I had called that. I foresaw that's probably how that was going to go down, and from that point, the whole elections that must then occur in Ukraine will be a very hard process. That's going to be a really weird, very hard process for people to go through, for them to go through, and mainly because the people of the former government, or the present government now, are pretty dangerous characters. And we've been, who knows, to some degree, who knows what we've been training them to do. So there's really even a high likelihood you'll see all kinds of terrorism that will be kind of based in the Ukrainian sphere of populations now and then, or that there will be arrests of people who are plotting things like that. Especially because there's not going to be suddenly, and then NATO totally changes direction. That's not going to happen fast in any way. So it really is going to be that it's like, no, that we're going to have a problem with the Ukrainians and NATO and Europe still. The Ukrainians and NATO and Europe still having this hang up on fucking with Russia. And now the thing is, Trump's been doing so many things so fast. He obviously has some kind of plan for how he's going to kind of get Brussels. Brussels is going to get theirs. I mean, everyone could feel it. He's going to pull something that's going to seriously make Brussels like shit themselves. It's just he's got a list. He's checking it. He's checked it many times. I think he checks it daily, just to make sure. Did I do? Got that. Covered that. Okay. All right. Later.